Hi everybody. Just thought I should do a new video for this year. 2020 has got some different information, some different prices, and just wanted to update any new people. We've had nearly 1,000 new members since Christmas, so I just wanted to do an updated video to explain what is carb cycling, what I offer, and why it could be good for you. Okay, so firstly, what is carb cycling is probably the message that I get sent more than anything else in the day. So to explain it really simply, carb cycling is using low and high carb days throughout your 7-day week. On a low carb day, you have higher fat, not really high like keto, but higher, because this is what makes you full. And your carbs you keep under 50 grams of total carb. Okay, so that is your low carb days. You then have moderate and high carb days, which are dramatically different, completely opposite, and much lower fat on these days as well. Now, the amounts for carbs for high carb day are very much based on the individual, which we'll talk about macros again in a few minutes. But basically, that is what it is. You have 7-day week, you have maybe 4 days low, 2 days high, 1 day moderate, for example. Okay, so that basically is the summary. And the reason for this is to keep your metabolism moving. You're not getting used to doing the same thing. Like on a fad diet, you literally do the same thing every day, and then obviously your body starts to get used to it. And also on other fad diets, you tend to not eat enough calories or macros as well. And what happens when you do this is that your metabolism also slows down because your calorie deficit is too big. And your body is literally hanging on to every single little calorie or macro that you're putting in your mouth. You're not eating enough for your base metabolic rate. I can never say that. Your base metabolic rate is your resting calorie burn, regardless of if you move one muscle. Now, if I sit here all day, I know what my BMR is if I do not move, okay? If I do move, or if I exercise or do anything else, that allowance obviously goes up to what we call TD, which is your total daily energy expenditure. So that is the amount of calories that, if working into any exercise, is an absolute minimum that you should be eating. So anyone who tells you should be eating 800 calories or 900 calories or even 1,000 calories, the only reason you would be eating those amount of calories is if you are extremely thin already, in which case you don't need to be on a diet. So for example, I weigh 132 pounds. And my average calorie consumption a day is around 1,600 calories, which I know people who are 250 pounds who aren't even eating that amount of calories. So this is what's really important. And this is why your metabolism is the absolute crucial thing that you need to make sure is okay. And carb cycling is the best thing for that because you are eating enough food, you're hitting your macros, you're hitting your BMR, you're doing everything that you need to do to make sure you're eating enough, and you're also losing weight at the same time. So everybody's a winner. Okay. So in terms of, apart from weight loss, carb cycling is also good for digestive issues and medical issues as well. So in terms of diabetes, it means you're still eating enough carbs not to become insulin resistant. This is really important because if you do keto, because you're cutting out all of the carbs, you can become insulin resistant, which can actually make you really poorly and actually make the diabetes a lot worse. So you need to be very careful. And if you are diabetic, type 1 or type 2, you need to speak to your doctor and make sure that if you're doing completely low carb, just make sure that you understand the health risks because it's just not worth it. Now, with carb cycling, we obviously encourage eating carbs, but they are not refined. You are eating good carbs. You're getting the fiber that we need. We all need to eat fiber, okay? So with carb cycling, you're getting things like sweet potato, whole grains, lentils, beans, You know, potatoes are not the enemy. I have a really good article on why potatoes are actually so good for you. And they have tons and tons of vitamins and stuff that we really need. So you're not eating processed foods, you're not going out and eating a whole load of white bread, but you're actually managing the carb intake properly, and you're understanding how to use carbs to make your body the most effective way it can possibly run, and also be a good weight, a good BMI, everything. And that is the whole point, okay? So for diabetics, carbs are not the enemy. Please don't think that you should never eat carbs if you're diabetic. It's complete rubbish, okay? Thyroid conditions, I do have a lot of clients, especially women who have thyroid issues, and this is very much a barrier to losing weight, and also that, along with hormonal problems, often sometimes come together for women over 40. That's a real struggle to lose weight when you do have this problem. So I have a lot of women on my program who are in this situation, and we try and manage that through different uses of food, using food as medicine, using different vitamins, minerals, and trying to make the most of overcoming these issues. Menopause is a huge problem for women, as well as the effect it can have on cravings, and obviously menstrual periods for those not in the menopause can have the same problem. So we overcome lots and lots of different things, and lots of things that you don't even realize affects on how you lose weight, or how difficult it is to overcome to be able to lose weight. But that's all covered in the program. Digestive issues, we cover things like if you have Crohn's disease or IBS or colitis. Again, there's lots of trigger foods that some people are not even made aware of. I know somebody who the only thing, they've never even been explained their condition, and the doctor just gives them medication and then off they go. When actually really you can manage some cases with food, or certainly help with inflammation, and anything like that can be helped with food. You just need to understand on how to use it. Okay, so the benefits of carb cycling. Obviously you can still eat carbs. So like I said before, that means good carbs, not nasty carbs. You'll still have increased energy like you do in a low carb diet, because you're not eating sugar. You're only eating natural sugar that comes from fruit and other carbs that produce energy naturally. There's nothing refined about this diet. It's very clean. The fats are very clean. We try not to use lots of saturated fat. So the energy is coming from a really positive source, okay? And you don't need to worry about your arteries because you're not just eating bacon and butter all day. You don't have to exercise for carb cycling. It's completely optional. What I would say is that it's a bonus if you can, because it does enhance the high carb day to burn off those carbs. But if you don't exercise, you're not going to put on weight. That's absolutely fine. You will still be absolutely fine. I, for about 6 months, did not exercise for various reasons, and I still did my 2 high carb days, and I was absolutely fine. Did not put any weight on. I was at maintenance level anyway, so I did not put any weight on. And it's only now that I'm starting to want to reduce body fat and tone, now is when I'm starting to actually exercise on the high carb days. So it fits everybody. Okay, everyday life is easy because you can literally take food to work, whether you work in an office or a school or at home. You can have things to cook or warm up or eat cold. There's no restrictions with carb cycling because the food is normal food. It's just like your everyday food. You're just being a little bit smarter with it. So there's no special supplements to buy. Probably the only thing I advise is a protein powder, but again, it's not completely necessary. It's just that I like to have one just in case I need to use it. So it's really, really easy. And unlike keto and fad diets, you do not put the weight straight back on with carb cycling. So even if you have a bad week, you'll be fine. Okay, because the weight is steady and slow. Okay, you'll still lose water weight at first, like any diet does. Everyone thinks the diet is fantastic because in the first week you'll lose 3 stone. It's water weight, and all it will do is go straight back on. Okay, you have to be aware of that. With carb cycling, you'll lose the same water weight as you will if you do a week of keto. It'll be the same weight. But what happens with carb cycling is that you'll then continue to consistently lose weight slowly and steadily and gradually until you hit your goal weight. And then all you're doing is maintaining it, and you're just eating normally, and nothing is going to change. This is not a diet. It is a lifestyle. I've done it for nearly 2 years, and it's the easiest thing I have ever done. I've never put any weight on since I hit my goal weight a year and a half ago. So, I am living proof, and I always say this, but it's true. Okay, so how does it work for you? So just really simply, the macros, everybody talks about macros, okay? Carbs, fat, protein. Macros are calculated based on you, okay? Carb Manager does not know your body. Carb Manager does not have the ability to tell you exactly and accurately what you need to eat in terms of macros, okay? Calories is not something that I really focus too much on. I have an awareness of roughly how many calories my macros add up to, because once you get the macros right, the calories just fall into place. It's irrelevant. It's just a number, okay? And the macros obviously are designed on your weight, your height, your age, your fitness. Hormones can affect the macros because we need to make adjustments then in terms of what is going to work for you. Some people are more resistant to carbs. Some people tolerate carbs better. Some people do the DNA, which gives really interesting results, and we need to give them more carb days. So lots and lots of factors are included in doing macro calculations. It's not a 2-second job on Carb Manager, which everybody thinks it is. Okay, so from your macros, you'll then get your meal plans. Now, you'll start with, when I show you the program, you have a 4 to 6 week meal plan starter, which obviously is all the information from those macros put into the meal plan, which can be anything to your taste, whether it's vegetarian, lots of meat, no fish, vegan, whatever. I've literally had every single request you can even imagine in the entire world. So that obviously is formulated to suit you and all the food that you like, and none of the food that you don't like. And then obviously we have the program. So once you start the program, you have the macros, the meal plans, and even after the 4 to 6 weeks, which the first pack should do, we then need to calculate your macros again, providing that you've lost weight, which usually you have. And then obviously we can make adjustments to the meal plans together based on your feedback, anything that you like and don't like, okay? Which leads me on to the program. So there are 2 programs, okay? One is the premium coaching, and it's a 1-year membership, and it basically gives you the macros, the meal plans, the ebook, which is like all this information based in the book that I'm talking about now, but just pulled together. There's the private Facebook group, which is a smaller group for paid members, and we also have a recipe library in there, which is updated every week. That will form my cookbook, which I'm hoping to release later in the year. What else? MyFitnessPal. I do encourage people to use MyFitnessPal. We can link to each other's diaries. I can see what you're eating. You can see what I'm eating. Useful for feedback if you're not sure why something is just not working, and I can have a look at your diary and give feedback on that. What else do you get on the premium coaching? It's great for if you just need an accountability partner. You obviously get the coaching with myself, so you can message me anytime you want to. And basically it's a year of coaching, and it's a year of guiding you step by step as a complete beginner into carb cycling, making sure you do it properly, making sure you stay safe, making sure you understand the curve of weight loss, that it doesn't all happen within the first 5 minutes, etc. And then we have the 12-week body blitzes, which we've been running since November, and that includes everything that I've just talked about. But it also includes a 12-week intensive beginning part. So that actually includes very specific exercise based on, again, your feedback. You receive a questionnaire and you give all the information on there. So it's more specific in terms of your actual Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what you do on each day. And it also includes lots of vitamin and mineral advice. You are encouraged to speak to me every day. You're also in a smaller group, which is maximum of 20 people at any one time, certainly from the start of this year when it's been busier. And that's much more intensive, much more full on. If you really want a massive kickstart to the weight loss, that is the way to go, okay? So the prices of the premium coaching, the first one I talked about is $99 for 1 year. Now, somebody said to me this morning, do you realize that that is only just over $8 a month for a nutritionist and meal plans and coaching and everything else, which sounds ridiculous, but it is. And if you wanted to go for the 12-week program on top of this, it's $200 for the entire year. So that works out at $16 a month. So again, it's not a massive amount of money to spend. It's cheaper than paying for things like Herbalife or Juice Plus or any of the other things where you have to buy supplements. This is normal food. You're not going to be buying expensive keto products. You're not going to be spending loads and loads of money on expensive supplements. These are things in your kitchen: eggs, cheese, butter, vegetables, fruit, bread, pasta, grains, lentils, herbs, spices. Absolutely just normal food. Your children can eat what you're eating and there's no issue. You don't need to be cooking 4 or 5 meals for your family every single day. So that's basically a summary of the whole thing, basically. So things are obviously super busy at the minute. We've just had a February Blitz started yesterday, and the next one is the 17th. I still have a few places for. If anyone wants to get involved on either program, either just the regular year program for $99, or if you want to sign up for the 12-week Body Blitz, then please just message me, comment on this video, and I can get in touch with you. I can reach out with a message. Most of the communication is done via Facebook anyway. So I just wanted to take the time. In 2020, this is my first video. I hate doing them anyway. But I just wanted to reach out to all the new people, given that I'm nearly on 11,000 people in the group now. So I think it's important that you can see my face and see that I'm real, and this is me. Okay, so have a wonderful day, everyone. I'm going to sign out now because my laptop is about to die. And if anyone wants to talk to me, just message me. You can talk to me for free. It doesn't cost anything to send me a message. So have an awesome day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.